Hey guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching this video. Welcome back to the Next Level Podcast. I am Andrella Lee, and I'm here to help you get to the next level. So today, guys, I want to just say a couple things before I get started. I am dedicated to making this podcast work. Bear with me as I go along. I may sound like I'm just jumping all over the place, maybe, but if I do, just bear with me because I'm trying to get used to being behind this camera. You know, I talk to people a lot all the time. They're calling me, asking me different questions about different things, and I try to give them the information that I have from my experience and just things that I know. And so that's my intention, is to give that information to you guys through this podcast. I want to make sure that I'm giving you the things that will help you immediately or in the long run for your future as far as outcomes. So bear with me. Like I said, we'll get through it and I'll get a little more comfortable and then I'll whiz through it and I'll feel comfortable behind the camera. So I want to talk now. I talked the other day about planning. Well, today I want to talk to you about budgeting and setting goals. I'm just going to backtrack. I want to talk to you guys about setting goals. If you don't have a goal, then you're just kind of going in a circle, working over and over again with whatever it is that you're doing. You have to set goals so that you can have something to work toward, as opposed to working in a circle, just going around doing the same routine, in and out, in and out. So I have a term that I came up with, and it's called the circle of society. Again, that's the circle of society. And what that is to me is that we are in a routine. We go through this same old routine every day, day in, day out. And we literally are going in a circle. We wake up, we go to work, we come home, stay up a few hours, do a few things, and then we go to sleep. We wake up, we go to work, we come home, do a few things, and then go to sleep. And we keep doing it all over again, over and over again, every day, day in, day out. And so for those that's working 5 days a week and you're getting a paycheck, if you want to break that circle of society, and then you have to actually set some goals so that at the end of each one of those work weeks that you will have accomplished whatever it is that you have set up as a goal, set as a goal. So you have to ask yourself the question, what is the end game? What are you working for? Of course, I know you're working for a paycheck. Everybody is. You're working to pay your bills. You're working to get some things that you desire. You're working to go and enjoy your life by going to dinner, going on vacation. Of course, you're working to do those things. But at the end of that, what are you working for? Are you working so that you don't have to work for the rest of your life until it's time to retire? And remember, we talked about retirement the last video, and the ideal to retire is that you will be able to stop working and be able to stay home and enjoy the rest of your life at 65 years old, and for some 70 years old. So if you're working to get to that end game, remember what we talked about last time is that your goals, getting to that retirement, may not look like what you want it to look like. You may be stuck in a position where once you do retire, your income is going to decrease. You're only going to get 55 to 60% of your income through Social Security, but your bills are going to stay the same. So remember, we talked about that. So again, what is the end game? Do you want to end up just making ends meet when you get ready to retire? Or do you want to start setting those goals now to save enough money And once you actually get ready to retire, then you are comfortable. You're able to pay your bills if you haven't paid them off early, because that's definitely a goal that you should set, to make sure that you've paid all your bills off before you retire. And then it won't look so bad, because you will have a decrease in your income, but you won't have those bills to pay, because remember, you've paid them off. So that's one of the reasons why we have to actually set those goals for our future. When I'm doing these videos, I am doing them mainly for all ages. So what I just talked about just then was for people that are approaching retirement age. So now I want to talk about the people that are 16 years old, 36 years old, like I said before in the previous video. What is the end game? If you're 16, you should be setting goals of getting an education, whatever that looks like, whether it's a university, whether it's a trade school, or whether you just want to start your own business. But whatever you do, you have to set goals. You have to set goals. Goals are most important, because if you don't set those goals, you're just going to be you're starting out going in a routine circle of society, as I call it again. You're going to just go to work. You're going to spend your money. When you get a paycheck, you're going to spend your money on looking good instead of setting yourself up for your future. You can set yourself up. A 16-year-old can start to set yourself up for retirement, or not necessarily retirement, but to be comfortable, to be financially stable by the time you're 26 years old. But you got to know what to do with your money. Set goals for yourself. So now the 36-year-old who is well into the work world, and you got a family, and you've been on your job for a number of years, and you've established your career, though you should start looking at setting goals on how you can be more flexible in your job, flexible with your time. Have the jobs that you desire, that you don't have a problem going to work at, or even being able to spend more time with your kids. And you definitely don't want to wait or work until you're 60, 65 years old, because you have a little more stability, or should, than the 16-year-old. So you want to make sure that you set goals so that you can enjoy that family life and that flexibility and that financial stability by paying those bills off and just saving until you get to that retirement age. And again, you don't have to wait until you retire till you're 65 years old. That's what society has deemed, has provided, or made us think that this is what we have to do. We have to go to work, and we work in, year out, until we get 65 years old, and till we get ready to retire. I know so many people that have retired just because they're 65, but retirement don't look like something that they planned for, because they're working again at the department stores or grocery stores, or they have to pick up a second job, just doing anything that they can do to make ends meet. So retirement don't look like what they planned on it looking. I even know somebody who actually retired just because they were turning 65 years old. They retired and they ended up homeless, and that's not good planning. So setting goals for yourself, again, is probably one of the best things you guys want to do to set yourself up for your future, for your retirement specifically. We don't know how to spend our money. We have not been taught how to spend our money. So we have to learn by any means necessary. Whatever tips somebody may or may not give us, we might learn just by going on Googling what it is that we need to know. But whatever it is that we have been taught about managing your money, we need to make sure that we put that into practice and start thinking about our future. one other thing. I remember growing up, we used to go out, and my mom used to go out and she would buy us clothes for the 4th of July. And we'll be walking around the neighborhood with brand new clothes on for the 4th of July. Why? Why waste that money? And then I remember us going to get clothes for Easter Sunday. We didn't go to church, but we was walking around in the neighborhood with brand new clothes for Easter Sunday. Waste of money. And then as I got a little older, I remember going on vacation, or beginning to go on vacation with my family. And then we would always go shopping and buy gym shoes and new outfits to go on vacation so we can look good. And then I started to realize while we were on vacation that the people around us were not in brand new shoes, Air Force Ones, and new outfits. They were in khakis and t-shirts and old dirty beat up gym shoes. But what they did with their money when they were on vacation, they used that money to go on the different excursions and experience what that vacation spot looked like. I mean, all the things that vacation spot offered. They spent their money on the finer things of the vacation, dinner, foods, the different foods for that particular country or that state or wherever they went. They would experience making sure they can get into the different events by having the admission fees to get into those events, and going on excursions and horseback riding and whatever that particular vacation offered. But we get so locked into looking good that when we get on vacation, we don't have the money to enjoy the vacation. We start scraping up pennies trying to make sure that we can do the things that that the vacation offer us to do, because we spent our money before we got there on looking good. So again, setting goals for yourself will put you in a better position to become financially free, to be able to retire earlier, or to be able to retire comfortably. So whatever you do, guys, take what I'm saying, make it apply to you, and hopefully it will help you get to the next level. So the next podcast, I plan on talking about budgeting, setting up a budget. We talked about planning. We talked about goals. And the next podcast, again, guys, we'll talk about budgeting. And when you get ready to create a budget, be prepared with your ink pen and your paper, and be prepared to actually write down the steps and the things that you need to do to start making yourself financially free and have a better outcome for your future. And I do want to mention again my book, and it's called Secure the Bag. You can find this book on Amazon, and it's a simple guide to saving and building wealth before you're 30 years old. It does not apply to just 30-year-olds or people under 30. It applies to people 16-year-olds to retirement age. So I'm asking you guys to go on Amazon, Securing the Bag by me, and go ahead and buy that book for me. And then it's a real easy read. It's about 43 pages long, and it just gives you a few tips on how to actually secure the bag, secure that money, get comfortable with your money spending, how you spend your money, and how you can get ahead in life. So thanks for watching the Next Level Podcast. Comment, like, and share. And again, I'm your host, Andrella. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and you will be able to find me on TikTok. But I'm glad that you guys joined me, and until the next time, thanks so much. Enjoy your day.